Hello, wealth tycoons. Have you ever wondered why American Express feels fancier than your average credit card? Why do celebrities, CEOs, and ants who drink kombucha swear by it? How did American Express gain fame and manage to sustain it till now? This question is important because American Express came in the 1800s. The brand gained a good name amongst the elites, and they managed to stay around them like forever. During the 1850s, when New York didn't have skyscrapers, just cobblestone streets, horse-drawn carriages, and men in top hats. That is when the famous Henry Wells, William Fargo, and John Butterfield founded American Express. Their mission was to transport gold, packages, and even literal dead animals through the Wild West. Before becoming synonymous with shiny credit cards, American Express was a freight company that shipped cattle hides and beef carcasses to a rapidly expanding America. Think of it as FedEx meets Django Unchained. People behind American Express were doing more than just moving goods. They were also building trust. At a time when stagecoaches were robbed blind and trains derailed into rivers, American Express became the go-to name for getting things delivered safely. And you know what? Two of these founders later formed Wells Fargo, which explains why both companies have a "don't mess with our money" vibe. Ha! Don't you agree? Before we move ahead in this video, did you know that every day new businesses are launched and the next billionaire might have taken their first step today? It could be you! As a thank you for being part of our community, we're giving away a free ebook featuring 100 high-potential business ideas you can start right now in today's digital economy. To get this ebook, just comment down on this video and we will send it for free. All right, let's move back to the video. American Express was doing well in the field. Then came the 1890s. That was the period when the world was getting smaller. Trains and steamships made global travel possible, but carrying cash was still a nightmare. It was like boarding a ship to Europe with a suitcase full of coins, sweating bullets over pirates and pickpockets. American Express saw this problem as an opportunity and dropped a genius solution. That is, traveler's checks. Sounds fancy, but what is it? Everyone was curious to know all about it. Well, for a small fee, one could buy these checks, sign them twice, and suddenly their money was as safe as Fort Knox. Lose them? That is no problem. American Express would replace them anywhere on Earth. It was like Venmo for the Victorian era, minus the app and a lot more cursive handwriting. These checks were not just practical, they were a flex. By 1900, over $6 million in checks were circulating, a sum back then that we cannot even imagine today. Do you know why people trusted American Express? That's so because American Express didn't just sell paper. They sold peace of mind. Their reputation for reliability made people trust them with their life savings, and the company cleverly partnered with hotels, shops, and railroads to create a global network where their checks were accepted like gold. When things go well for someone, there is always an other side. That is on the losing end, or simply jealous of the other person's growth. Not everyone was thrilled with AmEx's success. Banks side-eyed AmEx, annoyed that this company was muscling into their financial turf. Yet AmEx didn't care. They were too busy counting the profits from unused checks, which basically acted as interest-free loans. Yes, there are always many unused checks, and that is all profit. Amidst all these profits, World War I happened. During World War I, AmEx's Paris office nearly burned down, but staff sacrificed their lives to safeguard client information. Talk about devotion. So next time you swipe your AmEx, remember, it's not just plastic. When a company is making profits, it is obvious that it is treating its customers right. American Express has proven its dedication to customers over and over. Many companies faced a disastrous end during World War, but American Express was not one of those. In 1958, the American economy was thriving, but paying for luxuries, cash, or checks were your only alternatives. Credit cards existed but were clumsy, specialized, and largely connected to certain shops. Then American Express released a bombshell, the first charge card. This was not a credit card, mind you, but something different. A credit card allows you to borrow money and repay it over time. However, The American Express card required you to pay your whole debt every month. No debt, no carryover, and no excuses. At first look, that seems like a difficult sell. Why would anyone sign up for a card that requires you to pay up front? American Express was not going after a lot of people. They wanted people who were making good money. For example, doctors, lawyers, CEOs, and people who traveled a lot and thought debt was bad. The people in this group were proud of their standing and enjoyed being financially stable. American Express got rid of casual customers and created a quick sense of privilege by requiring full payment every month. That card was more than just a piece of paper. It was an entry into a club that only the rich people could join. Are you part of the club? The green card, Amex's first charge card, was shown by that green square. To get a $6 annual fee, for a $6 yearly fee of about $60 today, you can talk about being able to charge for expensive things like meals, hotels, and shopping sprees in nice places. In 1958, $6 was not a small change. It's like paying $6 today for a basic Netflix account for the same amount of money, but Amex made it look like it was just the right price. The price wasn't low, but it wasn't high either. Think of it as the Stanley Cup of the 1950s. It was a bit pricey, but everyone who counted had one. A small piece of plastic called a green card became a sign of success. Businesses knew that people with a green card would order filet mignon and a bottle of Dom Perignon. Stores didn't even blink as they dropped piles of expensive clothes. Companies didn't just accept American Express to make a sale, they did it to attract big spenders who would make them look good. American Express didn't just offer a way to pay. They also promoted a select group of VIPs, and stores were happy to pay more to be a part of the fun. The real magic, though, was in the mind. American Express made it easy to pay your bill. The room goes quiet when the host of a fancy dinner party in the 1950s says, "Put it on the Amex." That little green card wasn't just a piece of plastic, it was a form of social cash. It told everyone that you were smart, trustworthy, and rich enough that you didn't have to worry about your monthly payment. At the same time, your friend with a Diners Club card, which is Amex's sassy rival, felt like they had a coupon book in their hand. This picture was used a lot in Amex ads, showing wealthy tourists and powerful people who never seemed to have been to a discount shop. By 1962, there were more than 1 million green cards out there. A lot of the users were middle-class people who wanted to look like they were successful. Not all of them were wealthy. American Express didn't care. They had made a monster, a product that was wanted, hard to get, and also good for the wallet. It was more than just a card. It was the start of what Amex would become. The famous black card, the gold card, and the platinum card were all made possible by that small green square. In the late 1990s, dial-up internet was screaming in the background. NSYNC would be the biggest band, and everyone would be stockpiling canned foods for Y2K. During all of this chaos, American Express quietly dropped a financial bombshell, the Centurion card, which is also known as the Black Card. It wasn't just a credit card, it was a ticket to the most exclusive club in the world. A black card was given to people who spent at least $250,000 a year on their American Express Platinum card and passed a secret sauce test. American Express didn't just want wealthy people, they wanted wealthy people who spent like fake riches. Think about shopping trips to Dubai, buying out a private farm, or spending 6 figures at Art Basel. The bonuses were silly once you got inside. You can use a 24-hour personal service to make a last-minute order at a Michelin-starred restaurant on Mars. Okay, Paris. Did you lose your penguin at a boat party in Monaco? The butler would look for someone who can talk to penguins. Need a private jet to Fiji for a last-minute trip on Tuesday? Before you finished your coffee, they'd have it ready with fuel. VIP tickets for shows that are sold out? Front row spots for Fashion Week? Done and done. However, the black card was not about the perks. It was all about getting ahead. Amex's advertising didn't whisper. It screamed, "You're not only rich, you're American Express rich!" The card became a cultural icon. appearing in rap songs and being flaunted by famous people like Kim Kardashian and Elon Musk. The card was heavier than others and made of titanium, which made me think it could stand up to a nuclear bomb. Since Amex costs more than Visa or MasterCard, why would a business take it? Thanks for asking. Let's say you run a high-end store. Someone with a black card walks in. The numbers show that they will spend 4 times as much as the average customer. They're taking everything off the shelves except for Gucci belts. For companies, the high Amex fees are just the cost of getting to higher whales. Also, accepting American Express shows that you are more important. We take black card here means our clientele wear Rolexes, not Casios. But let's be honest, should you get the black card? Why would you pay $15,000 up front? A butler who can plan a spa day for your dog? A piece of metal that breaks your iPhone? Most people would think that is crazy. That money could be used to buy a used car, put money into a Roth IRA, or plan a month-long trip to Bali. However, the 0.001% is just a small change. The black card is not a way to get money, it's a psychological tool. It's the difference between hiring a Lamborghini and having a whole fleet of them, when you are staying at the Ritz and when you buy the Ritz. In a fun twist, the black card didn't work as well as it seemed. American Express had to add steps to stop counterfeiting because so many people tried to pass it off as real. As soon as MasterCard Gold Phantom came out, competitors rushed to make their own ultra-premium cards, but none of them fit the Centurion story. Money talks, wealth whispers, but status screams in a big way with the black card. In the 1990s, American Express was working on a plan to take over the world. What was their recipe to conquer the world? They tried many things, like Membership Rewards was a membership program from American Express that turned everyday shopping into a game. It ended in 1991. For every dollar you charge, you'll get points that you can exchange for different things. Getting to Bali by plane? Done. A toaster with gold on it? Why not? A lifetime's worth of scented candles? Yes, if that's how you feel. Not only was this clever, but it was also hard to stop doing. Instead of buying food, using your Amex card became a way to earn points that you could use for trips or shopping. To get points, people started to use American Express instead of cash or checks. Think of it as adult monopoly money, but instead of fake hotels, you get real trips. The best part is that the program was not just for rich people. People from the middle class can earn points for a weekend trip that makes them feel like little moguls. But let's be honest, would points help you choose a card, or would you rather get cash back? Before you answer that, we want to ask you, are you enjoying the video? If yes, you can appreciate our deep efforts by liking this video. Your one like can be a huge motivation for us. Back to American Express. In 2013, with its small seats, loud babies, and $10 pretzels, flying had turned into a nightmare. American Express saw all the chaos and thought, let's make paradise. Enter Centurion lounges, safe places in airports with fast Wi-Fi, free drinks, and avocado toast that you can Instagram. These places weren't just clubs, they were peaceful havens with spas, gourmet meals, and bartenders who knew how to make a martini without rolling their eyes. This was heaven for people who fly often. Why go through the pain at Terminal B when you can sit back in a fancy chair and drink champagne? American Express sold more than just admission to lounges. They also sold fear of missing out, FOMO. You were stuck at Gate 12 with the other people who didn't have an American Express card, eating old chips. But these seats were not just bonuses. They were selling things. The Centurion way of life is so great that you will never want a regular credit card again. Smart, right? American Express didn't just stop at American airports, though. They made gifts that were unique for wealthy people all over the world, from Tokyo to Dubai. In Japan, they made cards with personal services that could get people into sushi temples that were otherwise hard to book. In the Middle East, they gave VIPs access to camps in the middle of nowhere and shopping events with lots of diamonds. There was a clear message: we get you. American Express was not just putting their name on a translated card, they were immersed in cultures and working with local cooks, designers, and leaders to keep the premium vibe. Imagine that a sushi cook in Tokyo and a sheik in Dubai both look at the same card and say, yes. That, my friends, is globalization. Did you know that American Express was a lot ahead of its time when it came to equal rights for men and women? The green card was first given out in 1958, the same year that cards were given to women without their husband's permission. Take a moment to understand. At a time when some places wouldn't even let women open bank accounts on their own, American Express said, "Here's your card, ma'am. Go buy a sports car." This wasn't just different, it was revolutionary. They went after working women, widows, and divorcees who wanted to be financially independent. This gave them a loyal customer base that other banks ignored. That was a mic drop moment. What is it about these moves that make them all fit together? American Express saw that people want status, and that status means different things in different places. You felt smart after getting points. You felt spoiled in the bars. Localized gifts made you feel like people understood, and treating women like real people. This made you feel important. American Express was making a world where every tap felt like a social step-up, while its competitors were stuck in the metal cards and high limits rut. Talking about the present times, American Express has more than 130 million shiny cards and makes more than $60 billion a year, mostly from fees that customers are happy to pay to feel fancy. Don't let the flash fool you. The people who work at American Express are working hard to stay relevant. Think of Visa and MasterCard as the Walmarts of payments. Easy to use, common, and accepted anywhere, from your local food truck to the moon. On the other hand, AmEx is the fancy store next door. Even though their cards make them look important, when was the last time you saw a black card at a CVS self-checkout? Right on. Visa and MasterCard handle 70% of all purchases around the world. American Express, on the other hand, is still geared toward high-end shoppers and travelers. What's the matter? People of all income levels buy toothpaste. When they do, they will probably use a Visa instead of Amex because its store fees are so high. Gen Z and millennials, who grew up with TikTok and don't like making monthly payments, come along. Credit cards are being replaced by digital-first banks like Revolut and Chime. These banks let you make a budget, trade, and split bills all in one app. The Buy Now, Pay Later (BNPL) trend is referenced in Amex's Pay It Plan It feature, which lets you pay for items over time. But let's be honest, does Get Those Shoes Now, Cry Later from Afterpay, or Plan It from Amex sound better? American Express is like your dad trying to do a TikTok dance. It's cute, but it doesn't go viral. Then there is digital money. People in their 20s and 30s think of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin as lotto tickets that could be the future of money. What did American Express say in response? Put a clean toe in the blockchain pool. They have worked with companies that deal in cryptocurrencies to let customers exchange membership rewards points for Bitcoin and learn about the perks of NFTs. The funny thing is that crypto was meant to get rid of banks, but now they're trying to sell it back to us. Say you bought a Bored Ape NFT with an American Express card, and then used the same card to challenge the transaction when it turned out to be a distorted fraud. Things will be strange in the future. On the other hand, Amex's apps are great. They don't just keep track of your spending, they also try to get you better deals on prices. Want to stop the free trial of Premium Llama Fax Monthly, but forgot to? Like having a robot lawyer in your pocket, the app will speak up for you. It's like having a mother who hacks too. What about how they find fraud? When you're ready to buy a $500 juicer at 2 a.m., it texts you faster than your best friend. The catch is that now everyone is computerized. There is an app for everything. The features that Amex offers look great, but are they really unique? Or is it just keeping up with the Joneses in Silicon Valley? It's high time to talk about the big problem that nobody wants to talk about: cold, hard cash. 82% of Americans under 50 would rather pay for things online, so cash is like the new fax machine. What about digital money? the Wild West is still here. Do you think Amex could handle your Bitcoin? On the one hand, they haven't lost anyone's money in a record 172 years. That being said, the general mood of cryptocurrency is burn the system, man. It's like asking your maid to watch over your skateboard ramp. Safe, but not really useful. What will American Express do next? They are relying on AI customization a lot. They are also moving into new markets like India and Brazil, where the middle class is growing quickly and premium is the new word of the day. But can they get rid of the image of being grandpa's card and appeal to Gen Z who would rather Venmo a celebrity than swipe titanium? The twist is that Amex may have a secret tool, which is memories. In our fast-paced digital world, the small Centurion image sends a message of security. It's the same card your parents had, but now it can negotiate your Wi-Fi bill and maybe even buy you a little bit of Bitcoin. The question is whether this mix of old-fashioned trust and new-fashioned technology is a comeback or just a midlife crisis. Which brings us to your choice. Would you trust Amex with your cryptocurrency? Or does the thought make you want to hide cash under your mattress? Also, does Pay It Planet feel like a real BNPL competitor? Or is it just a company fart? Tell us what you think, and if you're on Team Amex, say why. Your credit card already knows that you are tired before you do. In Amex's AI future, your card is more than just cash. It's a therapist, travel agent, and mind reader all in one. It texts you, "Hey, your cortisol levels are rising. How about a beach in the Maldives? I have booked your flight, points paid for the upgrade." By 2025 end, Amex wants to add AI to its app that looks at your buying habits, your schedule stress, and even your Spotify tracks to suggest getaways, splurges, or even a nap. Scary? Perhaps. Smart? Of course. But would you trust a computer program to make plans for your life? Is it the same as letting Siri choose your soulmate? At the same time, American Express is going green, or at least getting greener. How about those nice cards? Soon, they will be made from recycled plastic from the ocean and recyclable parts. Some programs plant trees to make up for even the carbon footprint of your Napa Valley wine tour. Yes, it's eco-theater, but it does its job. Millennials and Generation Z might not care about a company that is built on money, but when you add the word sustainable, it becomes guilt-free glitter. Do you care if your card is good for the environment? Or is this just fake business talk wrapped in seaweed? However, the real gold mine is in India, Africa, and Latin America, where the middle class is growing faster than a Netflix membership that's been locked down. American Express is not just translating brochures, they are also rethinking the benefits. In Mumbai, cards give holders VIP access to Bollywood premieres. In Lagos, they offer private tours of Afrobeat studios. And in Sao Paulo, they offer rooftop sushi with a samba twist. What's the playbook? Glocalize. Keep the opulence feel while adding a sense of the city's culture. But here's the challenge. Can Amex convince people to trade convenience for status? Is this like selling winter boots in the Sahara? Amex's trick is not just staying alive, it's changing without forgetting. They look like a vampire that knows how to put on sunscreen. AI, TikTok, and recycled plastic are all being thrown against the wall to see what sticks. And that dream will never end as long as people want to be important. What do you think? What is the future of American Express? Will you ever own an American Express card? If you already own an Amex, do share your experience in the comments section below. If you want to see any particular business documentary, mention it in the comments section and we will take it from there. If you enjoyed watching the video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. See you soon in another video.